This week our theme will be about generosity, which is an important theme in the scriptures, and we begin with Proverbs chapter 3, verses 9 and 10, which says, "Honor the Lord with your substance and with the first fruits of all of your produce. Then your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will be bursting with wine." I sometimes laugh when I read this verse because growing up as a Baptist and in a household where we never had alcohol, it's always funny to say, well, what do you do with these scriptures where it talks about your vats bursting with wine if you're someone who is a non-imbiber? Well, anyway, why are these verses important? Well, these verses are an example of what we call tithing, of bringing the first and the best of what God has blessed us with and bringing that to honor God. We have to remember that back when Proverbs was written, there was a whole temple system and all kinds of offerings that the people were invited and obligated to bring. And there were grain offerings and fruit offerings and the offerings of animals. And there's a dynamic that's present here in Proverbs 3 related to giving. We're told to honor God with our substance. And so most of us may not be working in agriculture anymore, but we're all called to honor God with what God has blessed us and enabled us to earn or to produce, whether that's fruits and vegetables or whether that's financially. And Proverbs 3 says there's a dynamic. When we honor God and trust God with the first fruits of what we've been able to earn, that there's a promise that God will bless us with abundance. Now, it's really important to understand that this is not, we don't believe as Christians in a prosperity gospel, that all we have to do is believe God, and God, we're going to be healthy, wealthy, and wise our whole lives. But there is a dynamic which is present in Scripture, and it's found in Proverbs and Deuteronomy and several other places, of when we honor God, God will honor us. And so Proverbs, as we begin this week of generosity, is encouraging us to give to God our first fruits and not our leftovers. So think about that in your own life. How are you honoring God with your substance? Are you giving God the best, or are you giving God what's left over? I pray that you'll be able to honor God and even begin moving in this direction, because if we haven't been doing this, it's not something most of us can shift in a day and do. But when we honor God, good things happen.